Hi everyone, welcome back to our new session of the AWS. So in this session, I will explain you about AWS Lambda. So I'm Deepak Rai and I'm going to explain you about the very important part of Amazon Web Services, that is AWS Lambda, which will help you to understand or create an API gateway modification to an object in Amazon S3 buckets for our several other services. So if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing and pressing bell icon for more updates. Let's see what's the agenda of this session. So I will explain you what is AWS Lambda, where we can use it, and benefit of AWS Lambda. Then I will show you practically how we will create and see the response in our AWS login credential. At the end, I will provide you some benefit points we can get it from the AWS Lambda for our real case scenario or for our real case use cases. So if you are looking to understand each and every aspects of AWS Lambda, please be available from start to end of this tutorial. Here we begin with AWS Lambda concept. So what is AWS Lambda? AWS Lambda is a serverless compute service that runs our code in response to events and automatically manages the underlying compute resources for us. We can use AWS Lambda to extend other AWS services with custom logic or create our own backend services that operate at AWS scale, performance and security. AWS Lambda can automatically run code in response to multiple events such as HTTP request via Amazon API gateways, modification to an object in Amazon S3 buckets, table updates in Amazon DynamoDB, and state transition in AWS state functions. This inspects actions within the application and responds by deploying the user-defined codes known as functions. AWS Lambda supports the code written in Java, Python, and Node.js, and the services can launch processes in language supported by Amazon Linux, that is Bash, Go, and Ruby. Lambda runs our code on high availability compute infrastructure and performs all the administration of the compute resources, including server and operating system maintenance, capacity provisioning and automatic scaling, code and security patch deployment, and code monitoring and logging. All we need to do is supply the code according to our modifications. So we'll see in further sessions about how we'll create and supply this code to our functionality so that it will work according to your requirement. So what is Lambda function? The code we can run on AWS Lambda is called as Lambda Functions. After we create a Lambda function, it is always ready to run as soon as it is triggered, similar to a formula in spreadsheet. So whatever we have coded, same things will be act as a command whenever we are providing as a Lambda function in our Amazon Web Services login credential. Each function includes our code as well as some associated configuration information, including the function name and resources requirements. Lambda functions are stateless with no affinity to underlying infrastructure, so that Lambda can rapidly launch as many as copy of the function as needed to perform and scale the rate of incoming events. So after we upload our code to AWS Lambda, we can associate our functions with specific AWS resources, just like Amazon S3 bucket, Amazon DynamoDB, Amazon Kinesis stream, or Amazon SNS notification. Then when the resources changes, Lambda will execute a function and manage the compute resources as needed in order to keep with incoming requests. So let's see how we'll create in our login credential and use it for further notification. So I will going to explain the important features at the end so that it will describe you how it is beneficial for our Amazon Web Services login credential. Here, let me explain about the functions, how we'll create and what is the basic logic of this. So this will create our connection. So basically this code will create a connection or make a connection with your AWS. So export.la handler. So this is your Lambda function name. Here the function, this is event object, context object, and this is the callback function which we are going to use in for result. So as you can see here, we have created one variable that is LA result and provide the connection to fire and query according to our requirement, and then call back this with null and the function or variable name. So whatever we have provided for the connection, same will be utilized for our Lambda function. So let's see how we'll create in our Amazon Web Services login. So once you log in this, go to your service and click on Lambda. So it will open our page where you can create or deploy your code according to your requirement. So if you have created any of your Lambda function, you can see the performance, uses and rest everything here. So till now I have not created, or I have created then deleted that. Because of that it's showing in blank. But if you want to create it according to your requirement, you can use it for further. So as you can see here, applications, Lambda also available, functions are also available. Let me create one functions or additional resources as you can see here. So if you want to create based on the additional resources, you can create it here, or otherwise go to create function. Once you click on the create function, you're able to see three options are available. If you want to create it customized way, you can go ahead with this and start your creating your Lambda function from initial states. So here you have to provide your complete code details and everything according to your requirement. But right now there are some of the services or Lambda functions already available or created by AWS. So you can also use that and pay according to your requirement. So we are going to use as a blueprint, and there is some functions are available for using purpose. Select any of these and use it for your requirement. So just like I am selecting this, and once you click on the configure, it will ask for the further detail. So if you want to create a new role, you can select as a basic Lambda permission. If you have already created an existing role, go ahead with this and select your existing role which is available. So once you click on this, you are able to see the existing role. So it will ask for your existing role credential. So I have already created one of them, but after that I have deleted. Because of that it's not showing. So let's create one more. Then you can see your function code. If you want to edit it, you can edit it at any point of time, or if you want to go ahead with this, provide your function name. So just like I am giving here the test demo. Once you will click on the create function, it will create a function with the role is provided by you. So it will take some time to create for creation and configuration. Then it will go to your configuration page. Here you can select your configuration test event. If you want to test with this event, simply select a create new test event and provide the event name and just click on the create. It will create a new event and trigger it for you. Just like job name, job queue, job definition, each and everything will execute it and it will provide you a result. So right now I don't want to create anything, but let's go to the designer tab. You can see your add trigger and add destinations. If you want to add any trigger value, you can definitely go ahead with this. Once you click, it will ask you for your trigger name. If you have any trigger or services available for your requirement, you can select this and add the trigger detail. But we're not going to use here. And let's move to the second part. So if you want to add your destination like asynchronous invocation, stream invocation, you can use it for the source and value. It will ask on failure or on success. If you are creating an events or destination resource and you want some trigger should be generated once the event is failed, that perspective you can create it on failure. And if you want on every success, you will get an trigger message. Definitely you can go ahead with it on success. So once you click on the save button and it will see your configuration detail as well. So let's go back and see other components. What all components we can configure it according to. So function code, it is loading here the function code. If you want to edit it, you can definitely go ahead and edit your code. But if you want to keep this code with the same configuration, definitely you can use it. There's several other components like environment variables. If you want to set your environment variables according to your requirement, you can set it and use it for further. If you are looking to add any tags, definitely you can go ahead with this and include your tag details. Then the file system, if you are using VPC, so you have to configure your VPC detail here. Concurrency, so unreserved account currency is 1000, but if you want to increase it, provide your reserved concurrency for this test demo. So it will update or it will act as this. If you want to add your database proxies, you can add it, or otherwise you can use it DynamoDB. So let's go to our dashboard and see how it looks. So you can see here I've already created one Lambda function, so that because of that it is visible here. But we have not configured any error count and success rate and throatless or invocation. Because of that, we are unable to see any data is populated here. But once you will configure each and every component, you will see all the graphical format notation so that it will show you error and success rate or throats value or invocation value, how your application or Lambda is working or your application performance is this. So based on that, you can definitely find out the easiest way you can track it all the Lambda function activities on or your application working activity. So same thing you can create it for the create application. So if you want to create or add any application or the functions value, you can use it for this. But here we have used the test demo. So at any point of time, if you don't want to use this, definitely select this and delete it from here. So I'm not going to use this function, because of that I'm deleting. So once you delete and go to your dashboard, you're able to see nothing is available for your reference. If any of the functions is available or Lambda function is available, you can see 12 hours, 1 day, 3 day or 1 week, or you can customize your report according to your requirement. Even if you can see it for 3 months as well or more than that. It's totally dependent on your requirement, which components you are looking for and how many days you are looking the performance of your Lambda activities. So by this way, we have created a Lambda and configured each and every parameter. At the end, we have deleted it. So let's move to the measure component or the measure benefit of Lambda functions, which is very important to understand that. So there are several important features on Lambda, but I've included some of them. Let's discuss in detail. So first is extend other AWS services with custom logic. This means AWS Lambda allows us to add custom logic to AWS resources such as Amazon S3 buckets, Amazon DynamoDB tables, making it easy to apply compute to data as it is enters or moves through the cloud. It is easy to get started with AWS Lambda. First, we have to create the functions as we have created and configure the parameter. Then, choosing the memory timeout period in AWS identity and definitely access management role, we can specify the AWS resources to trigger the functions, either a particular Amazon S3 bucket or Amazon DynamoDB, which is we have discussed at the end of while creation. So next is create or build custom back-end services. It means that whenever we can create AWS Lambda to create a new back-end services for our application that are triggered on demand using the Lambda API or custom API. Endpoints built using Amazon API Gateway by using Lambda to process custom events instead of servicing these on the client. We can avoid client performance or platforms variation, reduce battery drain and enable easier updates. Third point is bring our customized code. We can at any point of time, we can customize your code and according to our platform knowledge. Just like if you want to add a code in C# language, you can do that according to your requirement and that will be on customized side based on your actual requirement. So fourth is completely automated administrations. So AWS Lambda manages all the infrastructure to run our code on highly available, fault-tolerant infrastructure, freeing us to focus on building differentiated backend services. With Lambda, we never have to update the underlying OS when a patch is released. It will automatically then and resizing and adding new servers as and when required based on our usage growth. So if at any point of time you can increase that, the space, definitely it will work based on your configurations. Fifth is built-in fault tolerance. So Lambda has a built-in fault tolerance just like AWS Lambda maintains compute capacity across multiple availability zones in each regions to help protect our code against individual machines or data center facility failures. Both AWS Lambda and the functions running on the service provide predictable and reliable operational performance. AWS Lambda is designed to provide high availability for both the services itself and for the function it operates. There are two maintenance windows or scheduled downtimes. 6 is automatic scaling. Whenever it is needed, an automatic scales to support the rate of incoming requests without requiring you to configure anything. There is no limit to the number of requests your code can handle. AWS Lambda typically starts running our code within milliseconds of an event, and since Lambda scales automatically, the performance remains consistently high as the frequency of events increases. Next one is connect to relational database. Amazon RDS proxies to take advantage of fully managed connection pools for relational databases. RDS proxy efficiently manage thousands of concurrent database connection to relational database, making it easy to build highly scalable, secure, Lambda-based serverless application that needs to interact with relational database. Currently, RDS proxy offers support for MySQL and Aurora we can use RDS proxy for our serverless application through the Amazon RDS. Next is fine-grained control over performance. So it's totally controllable, our environment, our performance, and provides concurrency keeps functions initialized and hyper ready to respond in double-digit milliseconds. Provisions concurrency is ideal for an application built using AWS Lambda that needs greater control over function start time. We can easily configure the appropriate amount of concurrency that your application needs. Next is connect to shared file systems. That is, or we can use it for our securely read, write and persistent large volume of data at low latency at any scale. We don't need to write code to download data to temporary storage in order to process it. This saves times and simplifies the code, enabling us to focus on our business logic. EFS for Lambda is ideal for building machine learning applications or loading large reference files or models, processing or backing up large amount of data, hosting web content, or sharing files between serverless applications and instances or container-based applications. At the end, security model is very important part whenever we are working with the Lambda functions. So AWS Lambda allows us to code securely access other AWS services through its built-in AWS SDK and integration with AWS Identity and Access Management, that is IAM. AWS Lambda runs our code with VPC by default. We can optionally also configure AWS Lambda to access resources behind our own PC, allowing us to leverage custom security groups and network access control lists to provide our Lambda function access to your resources within a VPC. So this is all about the major functionality, or you can see that the important part of Lambda functions. So let's recap this, whatever we have discussed from start to end of this tutorial. We have started is what is AWS Lambda. Then we have discussed about Lambda functions, which is very important part. 9 other features we have discussed in detail about the importance, which will create the important valuable concept in AWS. Then we have created an Lambda functions practically in Amazon Web Services. Then once done, we have configured each and every parameter and checked in the dashboard. At the end, once configuration is done and every parameter, we can see that we have checked about the scheduling time and the duration or dashboard configuration. After that, we have checked how to delete the Lambda if it is not required. And finally, we have discussed the important 9 functionality which will make Lambda function very useful for real life. So this is all about the AWS Lambda. Hope you understand it. If you have any queries or comment, please comment in the comment section so that I will check and revert with the resolution. And most important part, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel for the latest update. Thank you.